The Yellow River, often called the Mother River of China, nurtured the growth of early Chinese civilization. Thousands of years ago, Neolithic cultures thrived along its banks, cultivating crops and establishing villages. These early communities laid the groundwork for the dynasties that would shape China's future. One of the most significant early dynasties was the Xia dynasty, shrouded in legend but believed to have existed around 2070 to 1600 BCE. Although archaeological evidence is still debated, the Xia dynasty holds a prominent place in Chinese historical narratives. The Shang dynasty, succeeding the Xia, flourished in the 2nd millennium BCE. The Shang left behind exquisite bronze artifacts and the earliest known Chinese writing system. These advancements demonstrated the growing sophistication of Chinese society. Another pivotal period was marked by the Zhou dynasty, which lasted for nearly a millennium, from the 11th to the 3rd century BCE. The Zhou dynasty is credited with developing the concept of the mandate of heaven, a powerful political and ideological doctrine that legitimized their rule and influenced subsequent dynasties. The Zhou dynasty was not only a time of political evolution, but also a period of great intellectual ferment. It was during this era that some of China's most influential philosophical and ethical systems emerged, shaping Chinese thought for millennia to come. Confucianism, founded by the sage Confucius in the 6th century BCE, emphasized the importance of social harmony, moral conduct, and respect for authority. Confucius's teachings, recorded in the Analects, became a cornerstone of Chinese culture and education. Taoism, another prominent school of thought, offered a contrasting perspective on the world. Laozi, believed to be the founder of Taoism, advocated for living in accordance with the Tao, or the natural way of the universe. Taoism stressed simplicity, balance, and the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. These philosophies, along with others like legalism, which emphasized strict laws and punishments, provided different frameworks for understanding the world and governing society. The interplay of these ideas would continue to shape Chinese intellectual and political discourse for centuries. Following the decline of the Zhou dynasty, China descended into a period of political fragmentation and warfare known as the Warring States period. This chaotic era witnessed the rise of powerful states vying for dominance. It was during this time that Qin Shi Huang, ruler of the Qin state, emerged victorious, unifying China under his rule in 221 BCE. Qin Shi Huang's reign marked a turning point in Chinese history as he established the Qin dynasty, the first unified Chinese empire. He implemented standardized weights and measures, a unified writing system, and a vast network of roads and canals. However, the Qin dynasty was short-lived, collapsing shortly after Qin Shi Huang's death. It was succeeded by the Han dynasty, which lasted for over 4 centuries, from 206 BCE to 220 CE. The Han dynasty is considered a golden age in Chinese history, marked by territorial expansion, economic prosperity, and cultural achievements. The Han dynasty established extensive trade networks, including the famed Silk Road, which connected China to Central Asia, India, and the Roman Empire. This era saw advancements in art, literature, and technology, leaving an enduring legacy on Chinese civilization. After the fall of the Han dynasty, China experienced another period of division and instability. However, this was followed by the rise of 2 more remarkable dynasties, the Tang and the Song. The Tang dynasty, ruling from 618 to 907 CE, is often regarded as another golden age in Chinese history. The Tang period was characterized by a flourishing of art, literature, and poetry. The Tang capital, Chang'an, was a cosmopolitan hub, attracting scholars, merchants, and travelers from along the Silk Road. The Song dynasty, which followed the Tang from 960 to 1279 CE, witnessed significant technological advancements. The Chinese invented gunpowder, the compass, and movable type printing during this era. These innovations had a profound impact, not only on China but also on the world. Both the Tang and Song dynasties saw economic growth, driven by agricultural advancements, increased trade, and the development of urban centers. This period laid the foundation for China's later emergence as a global power. In the 13th century, the Mongol Empire, led by Genghis Khan and his successors, swept across Asia, conquering vast territories. Kublai Khan, a grandson of Genghis Khan, established the Yuan dynasty in China in 1279, which marked the beginning of Mongol rule. The Yuan dynasty oversaw a period of cultural exchange and trade between China and other parts of the Mongol Empire. However, Mongol rule was also marked by social tensions and resistance from the native Han Chinese population. Following the Yuan dynasty, the Ming dynasty, founded by Zhu Yuanzhang, restored native Chinese rule in 1368. The Ming dynasty is renowned for its maritime expeditions, led by the Admiral Zheng He. Zheng He's massive treasure ships sailed across the Indian Ocean, reaching Southeast Asia, India, Arabia, and even the east coast of Africa. The Ming dynasty also constructed the Great Wall of China to its present-day grandeur, which stands as a testament to their power and a symbol of Chinese resilience against nomadic invasions. However, by the 17th century, the Ming dynasty faced internal rebellions and external threats, which ultimately led to its downfall. The Manchu, a people from northeast China, emerged as a powerful force in the early 17th century. They overthrew the Ming dynasty and established the Qing dynasty in 1644. This marked the beginning of the last imperial dynasty in Chinese history. The Qing dynasty, like its predecessors, was a vast empire encompassing many different ethnicities and cultures. The Qing rulers implemented policies to consolidate their power, such as adopting Confucian principles and maintaining the civil service examination system. However, by the 19th century, the Qing dynasty faced mounting internal and external pressures. Internal rebellions, economic stagnation, and corruption weakened the Qing government. Externally, Western powers sought to carve out spheres of influence in China, leading to conflicts such as the Opium Wars. The Qing dynasty's decline culminated in the Xinhai Revolution of 1911, which ended over 2 millennia of imperial rule in China. This event marked a crucial turning point, ushering in a new era of uncertainty and transformation for the Chinese nation. Following the collapse of the Qing dynasty, China entered a turbulent period of political fragmentation and ideological struggles. Sun Yat-sen, a revolutionary leader, became the first provisional president of the Republic of China in 1912. But his government faced numerous challenges. Warlords controlled vast regions of the country, while the nascent republic struggled to establish its authority. The Chinese Communist Party, founded in 1921, emerged as a significant political force, advocating for a communist revolution. The Chinese Civil War, which erupted in 1927, pitted the Communist Party against the ruling Nationalist Party, led by Chiang Kai-shek. The war raged on for over 2 decades, with both sides vying for control of China. In 1949, after years of conflict, the Communist Party, under the leadership of Mao Zedong, emerged victorious. On October 1st, 1949, Mao proclaimed the founding of the People's Republic of China, marking a new chapter in Chinese history. Mao Zedong's rule, spanning from 1949 to his death in 1976, was a period of profound change and upheaval in China. Mao implemented radical social and economic reforms, aiming to transform China into a socialist society. The Great Leap Forward, launched in 1958, sought to rapidly industrialize China through collectivized agriculture and mass mobilization. However, the campaign resulted in widespread famine and economic disaster. The Cultural Revolution, initiated in 1966, aimed to purge China of capitalist and traditional elements. This tumultuous period witnessed widespread social and political persecution, as well as economic disruption. Despite the hardships and turmoil of Mao's rule, he remains a controversial figure in Chinese history. He's credited with unifying China, improving literacy rates, and enhancing the country's international standing. However, his policies also led to widespread suffering and social unrest. Following Mao Zedong's death, Deng Xiaoping emerged as China's paramount leader. Deng initiated a series of economic reforms, opening up China to foreign investment and introducing market-oriented policies. These reforms, known as reform and opening up, unleashed unprecedented economic growth, transforming China into a global economic powerhouse. China's GDP soared and hundreds of millions of people were lifted out of poverty. In the 21st century, China has continued its remarkable rise, becoming a major player in international affairs. It is now the world's second largest economy, wielding significant political and economic influence. However, China also faces challenges, including income inequality, environmental degradation, and political reforms. How China navigates these challenges in the coming decades will shape not only its own destiny, but also the future of the world.